We continue our knowledge sharing mission through a series again of the interviews, and we're thrilled to have you, Luca, with us today. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about your role.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, first of all. So, Luca Altieri, I'm currently leading the EMEA marketing and communication for IBM technology. So this is a quite a challenging role, as you might imagine, because it's thinking about several markets here in Europe and Middle East Africa, working together with Global to develop the most appropriate marketing and communication strategies to be executed in all the different markets.
Sounds very dynamic and complex at the same time. What would you say is your biggest challenge currently that you're facing?
Currently, I would say that there are three main challenges that we are currently experiencing. Okay, the first one, it's about delivering in time always higher value to our clients and meeting the client's expectation. So client expectation, thanks to the digital transformation that we had, are raising in time. They know everything. When they want to buy a product, they know everything already up front. And they're asking for what? For an additional set of value that we from a marketing perspective can deliver. They're asking for a more personalized experience, okay? For a multi-touch and omni-channel experience. And this is a challenge as of today because we are requested to deliver this high-personalized experience to them with some constraints on the data that we can manage. Think about the regulations that we have in front of us, like the GDPR. So we have some constraints, some inhibitors that are, not in support of having a 360-degree set of data that can help us to really understand the clients that we have in front and deliver in front of them a better and higher personalization in their journey in doing business with us. The second is about, doing more with less. Everyone that is in the marketing business unit in the last 3 years has experienced budget decrease and resources decrease. All segments, probably with the exception of fashion. Okay, fashion is still in a good position, but all the other segment industry, budget is decreasing, but at the same time, requests are increasing in time. Expectation from the company, from the CEO, from the sales are raising in time. So it's not really easy to manage this balance in doing more with less, but this is an area, I'm working in IBM, so we are currently working with artificial intelligence. This is an area where artificial intelligence can now provide some help in doing more with less, because it can help us to create content, okay, to have some additional information for our clients in real time and can enable additional productivity in our day-to-day job. And the third is, last but not least, as we used to say, is the full sales and marketing integration. Okay, sometimes we are still working in a silos approach. We need to be more integrated and really keen on the same objectives that is delivering value to our clients.
Well, that was quite a load, Luca, and thank you so much for this extensive answer, which basically answers the next questions that I have for you, which is more so diving into what does IBM currently do and what are also some future strategies for IBM that you're also looking into to support. But you already kind of tapped on that. Now, I will kind of go back and ask something that maybe I should have started in the beginning, which is, let's go back in time and start with, how did you start your career as a young professional, and what brought you up to here where you are today?
The funny story is that I have done everything but marketing since the last 7 years. Everything. I have been working in IBM for 25 years. Okay, which is a huge amount of time, but for a very simple reason. Every 2 years, 3 years, I was changing job. And it was, you are lucky when you are in such a kind of company that is helping you to take a look at 360 degrees of what they are doing. And it's helping you to grow from a personal and professional perspective. So I was starting my career in the operation, okay, taking care of numbers, analyzing numbers and revenue results and all this kind of stuff. Immediately after, I had an experience in at the point in time, it was called the business unit IBM.com. So we were still leveraging the electronic channel to sell our products, because at that point in time, we were still selling PC and printers that we are not selling any longer. And we were having an e-commerce channel that I was leading. I was having an EMEA responsibility, so an European responsibility, and then also a global responsibility. After that, I was the executive assistant of the Italian country general manager. It was a great experience. Then I've been moved into Torino. It's a nice place here in Italy, Turin, being the general manager of one of our small subsidiary, a subsidiary that was working on the digital business, like remote signature and digital signature, counting for about 150 employees, $30 million turnover per year. After 2 years in Turin, I was back. I was the COO of IBM Italy. And then I became the CMO of IBM Italy for 5 years. And then I moved into this leadership position at EMEA, still in the marketing, and I'm doing it for 4 years now, something like that. So you've seen a very diversified set of activities, job responsibilities, and experiences that only at the end of my career are landing into the marketing space.
That sounds incredible, honestly. And it's such a great example to see, because you were in the same company for so many years, and you show consistency, but also tremendous growth and exploring different departments, different avenues, which is truly inspirational. Because today also within, especially my generation, millennials, we see a lot of, we call them the job hoppers. So millennials are known and notorious for that. So moving companies, exploring those types of different, and not really being consistent, let's say, within their career track. So it's awesome to see how you can also be consistent, but at the same time explore and grow and diversify your not only knowledge, but your career experience in so many avenues, which also does show great for IBM and what they can do for their people, which is truly remarkable. Like just providing, like you said, the 360 degree is such a great opportunity and it's such a great look for the IBM brand to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, you use a very important verb that is explore. I think that for the young generation, still for myself actually, but more important for the younger generations, to be keen in exploring, to be flexible, okay, and be adaptable, to explore each time something new is really helping you to grow from a personal and professional perspective, because you will never know what you're going to do in 10 years, okay? We don't even know what will be the job of the future. I'm not saying in 10 years, in 5 years, in 3 years, okay? So what we needed to do is to be able to adapt in time, to be flexible, to embrace the challenge, to leverage our growth mindset and, experience something new and gain new skills.
Luca, when you graduated from Bocconi back in 94, sorry if I'm mentioning the exact date, but I explored your profile. When you graduated back in 94, did you imagine yourself being here today in this position, or particularly in marketing?
Absolutely not. When I left the university and I was joining the companies, okay, I was looking for a position in HR. My dream at that point in time was to be director of HR in a multinational company. Multinational is simple because it can give you the opportunity to travel and so on, to in sync with other culture and blah, 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 but was more keen on the HR topic, okay? And if you see 25 years of career, I did everything but HR. Of course, I'm doing HR in my daily activities because I'm being a people manager, but I've done everything but HR. Funny story, but that's the reality at the end. That's the reality.
No, that's awesome. That's also great to hear. And you also mentioned a very important city for me personally, which is Turin. I used to work in Turin, by the way, so for a car company. And here I am working for a B2B marketing company today. So I think pivoting is a very, very important not only skill to have in life in general, but in career as well, because you never know. And keeping the curiosity and that curious mindset is the key.
Yes.
You mentioned an important keyword, which is you're a people's person. And I can see you like that just by talking to you. You're very easy to talk to and a very positive individual. So as a CMO, as a leader, you're also dealing with teams. on a daily basis. How do you manage people, and what's the major challenge, or what's your major advice maybe that you would give to other marketing leaders like yourself?
My way of managing people is very open, as you said. Okay, I have what is called the open door policy. Everyone can get in and ask for help, suggestions, sharing concern, problems, and so on. But I'm usually as a coach. Okay, why that? Because when I think my job marketing, I was the marketeer in the team because I was coming from totally different experience. Okay, so I was the less knowledgeable people about marketing, and I had instead a team of professionals, of people that were running that job sincere, that were skilled on it, very experienced, very knowledgeable about products, marketing, tactics from a marketing perspective. So what I did was really to help them to deliver the best. They were having everything inside. They were having skill, they were having experiences. It was just a matter to ensure that whatever they were having inside was getting out to deliver the results. So I was really acting as a coach. Then, of course, there are certain moments in time when you need to remove your coach head and put a strong managerial approach and be directive in what has to be done. So when you are in a crisis, in example, when there is something that has to be solved soon, when there is an urgency or a fire drill. And by the way, there are several fire drills in our in our weekly or monthly or also daily task. Need to be very, very, very directive. But usually my approach is really act as a coach, okay, enable them to do their best, helping them to remove the roadblockers or the inhibitors that they see in their moving forward with their job, helping them to create the most appropriate network within the company, okay, and then to do.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And it's really key what you said is handling the roadblocks. How do you approach that? And on a daily basis, I'm assuming for such a large company like IBM, there's so many things coming up on a day-to-day basis that you also have to trust your team to handle it. But as like you said, act like a coach. Another thing that I would like to mention now to top of that is basically, what is your major marketing focused right now currently at IBM? What are you focusing on, and what are some strategies maybe that you're looking into, and how does AI play a key part in that?
Well, the current major focus area is position IBM as a leader for AI, specifically in the area of AI productivity for the market. So AI for business, AI productivity. We are investing a lot in awareness and consideration, because currently we are facing some gaps in terms of consideration. Our traditional clients, the large clients, are knowing IBM very well, and they know that currently we are very active and we have a strong value in the AI. But for our new or potential new clients, our prospects, we still have some issues and challenges in terms of awareness and considerations that we have these solutions in our portfolio. So we are investing a lot in terms of awareness and considerations on AI for productivity, on our core offerings that it's called Watson Orchestrate. And we recently launched an innovative campaign that is now live around the globe and in EMEA as well, that is about AI productivity. It's really based on articulating the value that the clients can get leveraging some specific use cases. So everything starts from the client pain points and how we can address the client pain points. And the good point is that it's not really addressed only to IT, okay, to IT audiences, but it's also touching the line of business, because at the end we have people that will that are going to leverage AI in their daily activities that are part of the line of business. We have solution in example in support of HR or in support of marketing, okay, and who is going to use them is not the IT, is the HR team or the marketing team. And so we have specific campaigns and awareness and consideration activities that are really touching this kind of and line of business. Then moving from awareness to consideration, we have a set of demand generation, as you might imagine, tactics that are really spanning across all possible channels. So we are leveraging IBM on our top clients with sort of one-to-one or one-to-few set of activities, and we are leveraging more the channel, our partner ecosystem of partners, as well as the digital sides. So when we are getting to smaller clients or to our new prospects and potential new. Then, of course, it's about events. So we are leveraging a lot of events, our own proprietary events or third parties events or events that we're running with our. So it's a sort of mixed approach, leveraging all possible tactics in the management of our.
And what tactics have proven to be the most successful thus far?
This is a good question. Let me say, there is not one unique tactic. What I have seen that is really working on is leveraging and mixing the tactics based on the audience. What I can tell you is that what is really paying off is start everything from a client perspective and an audience perspective. So when we are running a marketing plan, in example, everything starts from understanding who is the audience that you would like to address. Okay, if you think you have a product, okay, but at the end you need to understand who is going to use that product, so who is going to be supported through your solution or your products. So you need to start everything from who is the person, okay, and what is his client journey. What I mean with his client journey, what is going to do to get information about a specific product and solution, what is going to do to make comparison between different products and solutions. So it's not really a matter of attracting the clients, okay, to your events, to what you are selling or to your website, but is understanding in the different phases of the marketing funnel, from awareness to consideration to buying, where the client is, what the client is using, okay, to create a consideration for a product, to test the different products, and then to get to buy. And then once we have understood the different, steps that the client is leveraging to get to buy a product, when you have understood where is going to get the information, on which specific blog, on which specific website, on which specific events, then you need to plug in your content. You need to plug in your value proposition. So you are where the customer is. You're not asking the clients to come to your house to see your products. You are with your products where the client is already there. So when you are able to understand then the client journey and you are able to infuse your value proposition within his or her customer journey, you start getting successful. Of course, in this customer journey, you have different tactics. You may leverage, content for a blog, for a specific dedicated website. When you are in the awareness, you can leverage. We have our what we call innovation studios. Our innovation studios is studios that we are having in our IBM premises and companies, where we are having activations, so where the clients can get in and touch by hand the technology and the value that they can have from leveraging our technology. So this is another tactics, and we are using them in example to, after the client is aware of what we're doing, when he's starting considering and he's starting making some assessment with other products and solutions, we are asking the clients, come now, it's time that you come here, and then we show you and the value by hand what we are doing, or being at the events that they are going to attend. We are running our own events, but it's important that we are present at the major events where is going to attend. Okay. In example, we are currently being part of the major events around the globe. We have our own proprietary event, which is Think, okay. But then, in example, in February, we were at the Worldwide Artificial Intelligence Festival in Cannes, which is core for those IT audience that want to learn more about artificial intelligence. Or we were in Barcelona for the Mobile World Congress event. So attending such a kind of third parties event. Mix of tactics, important that these touch points are really linked to the client journey of the clients, of the customers.
I love that. So what I understood is that it's very client-focused, client-centric. There's different tactics to be leveraged, from brand awareness to the events, showing face, being where the client is, but it's always centered around the client. Absolutely. And I absolutely do love the idea of the innovation studios or innovation labs, like you said. Yeah. That is interesting, and that's awesome what you're doing. So great job, IBM.
Thank you so much.
Sincerely. But talking about the events, since now at Ortus, we do so focused quality roundtables, C-suite. Do you also use those types of events in your B2B approach? And how do you approach those?
Yes, those are critical items to be successful, specifically when we are dealing with C-level. Okay, having the opportunity to bring at the same table, in example, 10 CEOs, 10 CFOs, 10 CMOs, okay, and having them sharing their experiences, their pain points, and whatever is fundamental. This is really where these CEOs or these C-level are getting value in attending this event, because they can have a confrontation with their peers in a specific industry, but also sometimes cross-industry. Okay. The confrontation, sharing pain points, understanding what the other are doing on a specific, challenges that they are facing is critical. We are doing it a lot on our top clients, on our C-levels, and they are working. They are paying off, actually.
That's awesome to hear, because that is our approach, and our immense value is placed into knowledge. We stand by that knowledge sharing is the best opportunity to connect, not only with C-levels in general, in life, when people are sharing ideas and knowledge, that's actually the most way to connect. But in these opportunities, when it comes to the peer-to-peer sessions, C-levels, also with your competitors, like you said, to have these discussions, debates, to check pulses on how your competitors are doing or approaching strategies is immensely valuable. So great job on that as well. That's awesome to hear that you also place an immense value in those types of events.
It's a way to deliver real value to clients. What I mean with that if you are just pretending to sell your products to clients, they will never listen to you. What is the value for them? Why I need to attend an event or a roundtable and you are presenting me your offerings? If I want, I can take a look over the web. Okay, if I want to be nasty, I can come there to understand I have these pain points. Let me see. Someone else is having it, how it has been solved. And that's the reason why in our events and in our case or whatever, we are always having clients' testimonial. We are not trying to sell our products. We are bringing on the stage, okay, people and clients that were using our solution to solve their pain points. Because they are, as you said, sharing knowledge, sharing a pain points and sharing how this has been solved, so that they can deliver value through their narrative to the other clients.
No, absolutely. And to bring it even further, you can develop long-term relationships from that. And that is a huge ROI in the B2B business. Just having these long-term relationships is the key, actually. And it's the goal, essentially. Yeah. So talking about relationships now, I am curious, how is the relationship between sales and marketing at IBM? I love that you're laughing at that, because I can sense healthy tension, which is always good.
No. It's not tension. It's not tension. Okay, it's something that deserve a focus. Okay, deserve attention, and it's that if really well managed, can make the difference in the market. Okay, so we really needed to avoid, as I said at the beginning, to work in a silos approach. In the past, you might recall in the past, we're really a silos approach, with marketing with their own KPIs, sales with their KPIs, sales lamenting that marketing was not generating enough pipe, that the quality of the pipe was very bad, marketing claiming we are spending a lot of money, you are not doing anything in follow-up, and so on. So if you are moving forward into this direction, you are lost. So now we are a very good momentum. We have a very strong synergies, because we have KPI alignment, first of all, which is fundamental. So when we are talking about pipe, we are talking about the total pipe. In example, we do not have the marketing pipe or the sales pipe. It's the total pipe. Then everyone is going to contribute. There is a marketing contribution, sales contribution, partner contribution, but we are all having as a primary focus the total pipe or the total revenue that we would like to generate. So KPI alignment is fundamental and is there. Second, what we are currently doing is involving each other in all these phases of the sales cycle. Again, traditionally, if you think about the sales cycles, we have the opportunity generation. I'm making simple, okay? From the opportunity generation till the opportunity closure. Then in the middle, you have everything. You have the conversion, the yielding, and blah, blah, blah. Beginning of the funnel usually was the domain of marketing, okay? While end of the funnel was the domain of sales. What we are currently doing is to involve each other in all the phases. Let me give you a concrete example. When we are running our marketing planning, we are involving sales. When we are running our decision on marketing messaging tactics as audiences, we are involving sales for a very simple reason. Sales is the owner of the client, so know perfectly the audience, the clients, their pain points, and what might be the solution that is fitting their pain points. So if you want to be really effective in running a campaign or in running an event, you need to involve sales since the beginning, okay? Instead of just going back to him and saying, okay, we have done these events, please bring your clients. No, you are with me in designing the events and in designing the campaigns, and your suggestion, recommendation, and we will work together on that. Likewise, when we are moving forward with the progression and conversion, sales is asking support from a marketing perspective. So beginning of the funnel, end of the funnel, we are really in synergies and mixing up our roles and responsibilities. Of course, each one has its own primary roles and responsibility, but we are really working together and integrated across all the sales funnel. And this is really making a difference here, because it's ensuring from a marketing perspective to be keen on clients' needs and on the priority that sales has. And the sales is really keen then in following up on opportunities that has been identified by marketing, because this common agreement since the beginning of when we started this journey.
That's awesome to hear. And to further this question, maybe on the relationship between sales and marketing, I would like to touch upon maybe specific marketing initiatives that sales has been more traditionally grateful for or excited about.
Well, there is the last one. There is the last strategic collaboration that we have recently launched with Scuderia Ferrari HP. We are now partner of Scuderia Ferrari. So if you are familiar with Formula One, okay, and I think everyone is familiar with Formula One, Ferrari is one of the, of course, I'm Italian, okay, so
of course,
Ferrari is one of the best, okay, in the world. So launched this strategic collaboration with Scuderia Ferrari, and this is really a milestone. Why? Because this is not a marketing activities. This is really a big effort that bring together marketing, technical team, okay, sales team, and consulting in IBM. So all these team were working together to create, develop, and move forward with collaboration with Scuderia Ferrari. Because at the end, we have been working with them to develop for Ferrari an app, okay, that is integrating our Watson Orchestrate and AI capability to deliver to the fans of a Ferrari a personalized and real-time race insight content. So consulting was working with them to understand how they can engage more their fan, okay, and they get to the app. Technical was developing the applications, and marketing then was creating the overall sponsorship. And now at the end, we have marvelous app, okay, that will help to create more buzz and engagement in Ferrari fan. We have now strong relationship with them, and we have our logo displayed on the IBM Ferrari, or the IBM logo displayed on the Ferrari cars when we see the race and whatever. So strong collaboration that is really bringing together marketing, technical, sales, and consulting team. Is demonstrating our value on AI. It's an open door when sales is talking to clients. So is also a way to stand up with our brands. I think this is a really win-win situation.
That's awesome. Honestly, I am excited for IBM for this type of collaboration, and I will be definitely keeping an eye to look into what's going to happen with this app, because that sounds.
If you are a fan of Ferrari and of Formula One, you can download it. Okay, you can.
I have to. I am based in Rome, Italy. I have to be a fan of Ferrari.
You can download, and you will see how much how is this experience.
Okay, I will download for sure, and also maybe get back to you on some of my thoughts of how.
Absolutely.
It will be a pleasure. And maybe, I know your time is precious and valuable, Luca. I know you're a busy professional. So maybe a final question would be, what career advice would you recommend to other marketing leaders and maybe somebody who aspires to be a CMO in the future?
So, first of all, it's about diversify your experience, okay? I think that it's important, if you want to become a CMO, you are not just, moving forward in your career within the marketing business unit. You need to get out of the marketing and spend the time in the sales, as an example, because this will really help you to get closer to to the client's dynamics, the market's trend, to know better your products. And then you are back in the market. From one side, you can deliver your knowledge to your marketing team, but at the same time, you are acquiring trust and credibility in front of the sales. Because the sales will recognize you as a former sales leader and so knowledgeable about what is happening outside and not just designing nice PowerPoint events chart. So some diversified experience for me is fundamental. For who is working now in the marketing, the other recommendation is get keen on AI. Okay? It's not just because I'm working in a company that is selling AI, but AI is really a game changer in a profession. Okay, it's already today, but it's going to be even more in the upcoming months and year. There is no job role that will not be impacted by the AI. So now everyone is saying, AI is going to remove job. No, this is not going to happen. Okay, of course it's going to remove some jobs, but will create a new job. What is going to happen for sure is that the people that will not use AI in their job will be replaced by people that will use AI in their job. So we need to start getting familiar with AI and how we can leverage AI in our daily activities, because this will help us. This cut redundant, worth, low-value activities and will free up space for some value-added activities. And be knowledgeable, last but not least, with the data. We are in a moment of time where data is really able to make the difference. AI is based on data, so we need to be knowledgeable about reading data, interpreting data, and getting the most out of data. Then we already talk about flexibility, adaptability, growth mindset, but those are the other stuff that I would really recommend.
Well, thank you so much for that answer. I already learned a lot from you, Luca. It was truly a pleasure to speak with you and to get to know you a little bit. I can also have this interview go on for 2 hours if we had, and I would definitely pick on your brain more, but I know you're busy. And maybe we'll have another opportunity to continue this so I can maybe
Absolutely.
ask you more difficult questions and pick on your brain more. But
absolutely, Giovanna, you're always welcome.
Thank you so much. Again, it's been
that.
a pleasure, Luca, and I hope we get to stay in touch, and I'll talk to you soon about the Ferrari app.
Thank you. Looking forward.
Have a good one.
Have a great rest of the day. Ciao.